Hey, do you guys like jazz?
Jazz is an intricate and historical genre.
Do you like jazz when it's all like MIDI instruments?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you like eggs?
I like it
Yeah.
egged out jazz.
All right. I think you might like this game then that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Pixel Report. It's a podcast where we play an old video game every week and then we talk about it right here on the Pixel Report.
Right here.
Right here, nowhere else. And I'm your host, John Schoeneman, coming to you live from the UW Milwaukee Digital Audio Humanities Lab. Right?
Right.
Something like that. I think it's just an audio recording lab.
Got a couple other people with me here in the studio. Got Alec Reefy over there. Hello. Oh, my God. What the-
just so you know, the devil himself is here today.
Oh, hey guys.
Hey.
Whoops, I had an egg in my
Yeah,
throat.
I saw you were like drinking water there. I think kind of
Yeah.
you're still swallowing or something. It sounded
Alec,
weird.
did you have rice in your throat?
Choking on rice.
Yeah.
Aiden Keys is here.
Hey, I'm
Heyo.
egged out. Got my
Ooh.
eggs on.
Yeah, I got a yellow shirt.
Got a yolk.
A yoked out shirt, dude.
I'm yolked out. I've got
Dude.
eggs in my ears, eggs in my toes. Got egg facial.
Okay.
Mm.
Yoke me, baby. Yeah. Eric Kirsting is here too. Eric, hello.
Hey, I'm feeling like a white shell surrounding white goodness with a yellowy center.
Hard boiled.
I'm ready to be cooked, baby.
Get gooped.
All right. So this is going pretty well so far. I
All
would say.
right. So,
Eric.
I got a question.
Okay, what's up?
So warming us up. What is, in honor of this week's game, what is your favorite way to eat eggs?
Easy.
I like-
Whole.
What?
Whole.
Whole eggs?
Yes.
Just put the whole thing in your mouth?
Straight out of the chickens. straight out of the chicken hole.
All right.
I like my eggs over easy, over the top of some beans, some tortillas, maybe some Cholula on
Oh,
there,
baby. Huevos rancheros, me.
huevos rancheros, some onions.
You gotta quit talking about this, dude. I'm gonna have to go get it.
Dude,
Gonna have to, you don't run into a restaurant.
Cilantro.
I can smell the egg from here.
Not good. I like them. Just give me a nice over medium. Or nah, it depends. I mean,
You need them extra goopy, John.
if I'm eating like huevos rancheros, I probably want them over easy.
Right.
Get the goop in there, that goopy yolk.
You need
but
that goopy yolk.
you know, sometimes I don't want that. I don't always want that. If it's on a sandwich, you don't want that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a mess.
No.
It's gonna be a big old mess. Eric, how do you like them scrambled?
That's tricky. So
You asked the question. You
yeah,
can't
yeah.
say it's tricky.
Yeah. So I like my eggs in a lot of different ways. I love deviled eggs. I love
Stinky.
over easy eggs. I love over medium. But I would say probably the way that I have eggs the most when they're just like the main thing is I like to get scrambled eggs, then get toast and make the toast and put the scrambled eggs on the toast and then put bacon on top of the scrambled eggs and eat it kind of like a open-faced sandwich. I really, really like that. It's so
Ooh.
tasty.
So that's your favorite egg dish?
I think so, but I really like deviled eggs and boiled eggs too.
I like poached.
Poached is pretty good.
Poached eggs?
There ain't no bad way to eat
Throw an
egg.
egg in some instant ramen.
A wet egg is a good egg.
That's true. I like them wet. Like them real wet.
Alec, what about you? You said a whole.
Yeah,
Do you
I
have
said a whole.
anything more than that?
No, Alec likes them over hard. I already know this.
I do. I like them over hard. I like them over hard on a burger, on just a regular egg.
Over hard on a
Good.
burger. That's how he likes them.
I like them over easy on my burgers. I like it just to run all over my
I
fingers.
don't like that.
When's the last time you guys got a double yolk, one egg?
I don't even
That
remember.
ain't Christian.
What about the bloody yolk? The classic
Ooh.
bloody yolk.
With the fetus in there.
Anybody ever
God.
crack open their egg and a whole chicken just popped out?
Yeah, there's chicken skull in there.
Yeah, I was alive.
And
And I-
runs around, and then you gotta feed it and raise it as your
Threw-
own child.
No, I threw mine in the frying pan.
Alive.
Just kidding. That's
Just
never
with hot
happened to me.
oil.
That's not okay.
Why are we talking about eggs?
Well, we played
because-
Mario this week.
Yeah, because we played Mario. Yoshi's Eggs.
This week
We played Yoshi's Egg World.
I picked
All right.
Eggs of Steel. That's why
Eggs
we're
of
talking about
Steel.
eggs. Eggs
Okay.
of Steel. Charlie's Excellent Adventure.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
Oh,
that's the full
Charlie,
title.
you nasty egg, you.
The game came out in 1998
Uh-huh.
for the Sony PlayStation 1, and it was developed by a company called Rhythm and Hughes. And all I could find about a company named Rhythm and Hughes is that they won an Academy Award for The Life of Pi.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Is
Oh
it the
my
same
God.
company?
I don't know, but I feel like Rhythm and Hughes isn't a common name, so they are a visual effects studio,
That's insane.
and they have gone bankrupt now. But they did like a lot of movies.
Man,
Man, if you would have told me that the same people that worked on Life of Pi did Eggs of Steel,
Yep,
I would have thought it was April Fool's.
that tiger, that egg.
That
It looks like they were on Game of Thrones too.
Yeah, so I'm not
Okay.
sure
So
if that's definitely true, but that's the only company I could find with that name.
right.
Even when I typed in like
I
Rhythm
mean-
and Hughes game development.
I guess,
They did Babe
Yep.
and The
Oh,
Golden
God.
Compass.
Okay. I guess it's
You
possible.
gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, you got. Yeah.
Charlie,
Yeah,
They did the
steel
wait.
working egg.
This is weird because they're still around. They filed for bankruptcy, but they didn't go under.
they got purchased.
Sometimes it's
So they
smarter
they
to
did
file
they
for
did the new
bankruptcy.
Hellboy movie that came out this month, Slender Man, the one that came out last year. Bad feelings about that in Milwaukee.
So, okay, sorry. So that's the development credit or
That's the development credit.
okay.
The game was
Huh.
published by Atlas, so they funded it.
Hmm.
And they put it out in Japan first, and then they're like, hey, we should bring it to America too as a PlayStation 1 title.
Yeah, I mean, I guess
Why not?
what else are you going to do with it?
There's not a lot of info on this game, I gotta say. There's no Wikipedia page. Even on like the Giant Bomb wiki, there's not much there. On the Atlas wiki, I found the developer name.
Oh yeah. Well, we do have some YouTube comments here on the intro for the game. Do you want to hear those?
Yeah,
This person says, "I rented this from Blockbuster back in the day. I never understood what was going on, but I remember loving it."
I
And
think
then-
I think there was also a Blockbuster exclusive version of this game.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Makunga the Lion on YouTube says, "This used to scare me."
so the game
There you go.
the game is like a 3D platformer a la Crash Bandicoot, but instead of playing as a weird marsupial in jeans, you play as an egg in worker's clothes, working in a mill.
Your blue collar
Steel
egg.
mill. Yeah.
Yeah,
Blue collar egg indeed.
you got a wrench. You're running around throwing screws at dudes. You're running around throwing screws at targets.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of traversing the interior of this harsh labor condition mill,
Yeah.
being policed by the higher ups to not form a union. And at the end of each level, you clock out for the day.
Is this game a critique on like poor labor practices?
Yeah,
Okay. Cool.
It's also a critique about having eggs work in a steel mill. You get smushed a lot.
Yeah, that's since been outlawed, having the eggs work in the steel
Yeah.
mill. So this game did its part.
yeah. The things about eggs is just they crack, so
Yeah.
you can't trust them to not, get smushed in between a gear or
Yeah.
fall to the ground and, do as eggs do.
Humpty Dumpty. Am
Humpty
I right?
Dumpty it. Yeah.
I didn't know if it was also a play on the term balls of steel, because eggs are kind of like balls, and I don't know if they're. That's
yeah,
where the
dude.
whole concept came from.
Well,
Yeah,
there's buns of steel too. That was from around this period
Yeah.
of time.
I never looked at it that way, but I think you're right, Alec.
Balls of steel.
Okay. Anything else people need to know about Eggs of Steel?
What kind of game is it?
I already
Who
said
doggy?
it's a 3D platformer like Crash Bandicoot.
Okay, fair enough. fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, Crash Bandicoot is like the whole thing is that you're running towards the camera.
No,
Yeah, that's like the whole gimmick of Crash, isn't it?
no.
Okay.
Only sometimes you do that.
I thought that was the whole game, but I guess I'm wrong.
That's just like the iconic part of that game.
Is there a story? Did he kind of go over that a little bit?
It's the most important part.
Okay,
Well, who wants to?
he's got a loved one. He works in the mill. The mill wants to shut him down because he's learning too much.
Okay.
All right.
He's learning too
What's
much.
the real plot of the game?
That's the plot.
I think Alec knows the plot.
That's what I
I
got
know the
from
plot too, but Al, go ahead.
Alec?
Charlie's working in the steel mill, and it was so disturbing, the voice acting. I don't even want to think about it. But he doesn't.
I
he,
can play it right now if you want. You want to hear it?
No. Yeah, you
We'll
should
play it later. Should I play an hour later?
Just play it now. People will be able to hear what happens. Oh God.
Is this voice acting or I don't know what is
It's
this?
a synth. It's a synthesizer.
Hold on, there's a part where he's like actually talking. Let's see if. So right now,
That was pretty close. Sure. Hey, all right. Uh-huh.
I hate that.
he's got donuts, and now he's knocking everything over.
Who
and
doesn't like donuts?
He spilled the coffee on his control panel and has destroyed now the factory is like going crazy.
and he's
going
got to
berserk.
save. He's got to save his job.
Okay.
All right, Alec.
Yep.
Oh,
that's the voice
So
acting.
that's it.
Gosh.
You're just trying to get down to like turn off the emergency like switch so that everyone doesn't die. That's about it. That's what I got out of
Are
it.
there other eggs?
But isn't the mother brain
Oh, yeah.
trying to stop you?
Someone's trying
There's
to.
this villain who has all these robots. He's like, beat my boss.
Yeah, he's a demon
Yeah,
egg.
yeah.
But isn't there another thing too where there's like a high up business entity?
I don't know.
Boy, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Does Eric know?
What was the question?
Who's the antagonist
The
of
demon
Eggs
egg.
of Steel?
I think the antagonist is the slow entropy of the universe.
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, I mean, like the general plot, like the general way that it goes, at least in about the hour and a half that I played, is that the main antagonist is the factory itself. It's kind of,
Okay.
and then like
The
there's-
mother brain.
But there's like this other worker who wants to get Charlie fired, and so he tries to stop you from clocking out.
Okay.
And he's not nice. He's not a nice egg.
I can read this. There's some. Oh shoot. Well, I just had it. There was like a little plot synopsis on the GameSpot review. Should I read that, or do we not care anymore?
We don't care anymore.
Yeah,
I
we,
don't-
we should
I don't
probably
think,
talk about the game now and what we liked and didn't like and
Okay.
qualitative analysis and all that.
Did you guys like anything about Eggs of Steel, Charlie's excellent adventure?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really? Okay. What did you like?
really. Don't be like that, John.
You know what I liked? I liked the egg.
Yeah, I like the eggs.
Eggs are cool.
I like Charlie the egg.
I like that when you fall, you crack and a yolk comes out.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like that you clock out at the end of each level.
Is that like? Does that indicate the end of the level? I thought that was kind of just like a collectible throughout the course of the levels.
No,
as you're like
you
getting
have
those...
to do all of the mini clock outs, but then the last thing you do
Okay.
for each one is clock out.
Gotcha.
I like the amazing rendered cutscenes.
Yeah, no, this game had great cutscenes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Kind of
They
like
were amazing.
there are parts of it the cutscenes that I appreciated. Like I like how sometimes it's just like a little too much. But when you die, it's like there's like a cutscene for you dying every time, and it kind of reminds me of like I don't know, like fatalities in Mortal Kombat, except like with the egg.
Or
Yeah,
Life of Pi.
um,
Reminds me of Life of Pi.
Yeah,
Let's
definitely.
just say there's more than one way to crack an egg, and eggs is
Yeah, but it's clear that they put a lot of effort into like those cutscenes and kind of the physical comedy of the egg.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
that's
I think it comes across well.
it counts for something. You know,
I think that it adds a lot of flavor to this game. Like,
yeah,
and
and that's kind of a major focus of the game is just that animation stuff. Like I feel like they're kind of going for like a multimedia kind of thing where it's not just a video game; it's also like an animated movie.
It's an
almost.
experience.
It's a
Yeah.
whole experience for you and the kids.
and that's
the whole
why
family.
that's why it's an egg, so they can like get away with doing these like kind of more high quality animation scenes without like having to cross any uncanny valleys or anything, right? Because an egg is pretty easy; it's just a yellow circle to animate or a sphere.
It's oval.
Oval. Yeah, I
Ro-
was
I
oblong.
don't know.
Ellipse.
Ellipse. Yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Dare I say the gameplay came second to the actual like little movie short film they were
Sure.
trying to make?
Sure, no, it does. I would agree with
I'd
that.
say that.
But I mean, it's still part of the game, the movie stuff, you know. What else do you like, Aiden?
Guys,
There's got to be something.
I have.
Oh, wait, I got
have,
some-
I
I
I'm
have,
sorry,
I
guys.
have quite a few other things I liked about this game that I want to say.
The temperature mechanic
Yeah, that's cool.
is all right. You get hot. Is that like? Is it supposed to be like your health? I didn't really understand.
No, there's a
Okay.
separate temperature mechanic where if you get too hot during the levels, you,
You
boil.
boil.
Yeah. Okay. There
And
you go.
You have to stand in front of fans
See,
and
yeah,
This
stuff.
is a really
You have to
creative
stand in front of
game.
fans.
Like
That's really cool.
I mean, yeah, there are creative things about it, but
I thought that mechanic was really cool.
it was cool. It was definitely cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. I liked it a lot.
Well, okay, Eric, since you have so many things apparently, let's discuss those.
All right, the game.
Rattle them off, baby.
All right. First of all, animation was splendid. It like really added
I
character. I
just,
felt like I
you
was in
know-
a Steel Factory. Like I don't know. Like I know that it wasn't up to par in 2019 standards, but for a 1997 game, this really surpassed my expectations. Like this has better cutscenes than Mr. Mosquito, which was a great game. Came out 7 years later. And it had probably has better cutscenes than like Halo did, like which came out on a different generation. Like
I mean, Halo cutscenes were just like in-engine cutscenes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
these were
it's kinda
like
different.
full motion video, basically.
yeah, but like that's a lot of effort to put in and to add a lot of flavor to what Pardon the egg pun, but it adds a lot of flavor to this thing, this character. Like yes, the main character isn't really that likable because of the weird voice acting and because like they don't give you a lot of opportunity to like interact with the world in a storytelling way. But I just like in terms of like physical storytelling, I think that this game accomplishes quite a bit. So like I thought that works out really well.
Mm-hmm.
In terms,
I
go ahead.
guess, if you look at it in context, us as people who have played a lot of video games and a lot of old video games, those cutscenes are okay. If you put that in front of like an average person, they would be like, "What the fuck is this?"
I think that the animation
Be
is
like,
a bit.
This looks horrible.
It's a bit jangly.
Yeah, it's jangly.
It,
I don't think it looks that good.
But like to me, like my immediate mind went to like comparing this to like A Bug's Life or Ants, and I thought like it's
Right.
like compared to like those things that were contemporaneous and were full feature films, this looks pretty good.
it looks pretty good. If it wasn't compressed to a PlayStation 1 disc, it would look, a lot better.
Are you saying this game needs a digital remaster?
I don't think I'd go that far.
4K egg.
Put it out on the Vita. Vita. PlayStation Vita. Never mind. Vita's dead. Sony killed it.
Sony was like, the Switch is too cool.
Yeah. Okay, what else, Eric?
Okay, so I genuinely liked the MIDI jazz music. I thought I liked the way, like, again, like it's this game I hit a tone that I think it was like heading for a particular tone of like kind of goofy animation romp. You're an egg, like nothing's too serious. Do you know what I mean? And the music I think helped accomplish that. Like I thought like the music got me in the mood to play this game. It reminded me, and this is partially nostalgia, but like it just reminded me of a lot of different games I played during this period on like the PC that would often have this kind of music. Do you know what I mean?
Totally, dude.
And so
The music's tight.
so like maybe it's more of a nostalgia thing. I'm not saying it was necessarily like it's not music I would like want to listen to, on my own. But I just thought it set the tone of like what this game is and isn't pretty well.
I guess so. I don't know.
It's okay. You can.
It was just like very like I can understand the stylistic choice of wanting to put jazz in the game since it's like kind of a comedy thing. Is it working, Alec? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Thank you for checking.
Yeah. Alec was just checking the stream over there, make sure it was working.
We're all good.
But it was just like very like the most generic.
It's
jazz
pretty
you
generic.
could imagine.
No, I agree with that.
What about the funky beats in the
But
interim, though?
yeah, for me, I was thinking of it less in terms of like the funky beats were pretty
What
good.
these beats? Oh, that's the same. That's the same chat. What else we got? We got something else here.
No, the ones that were like the Space Jam soundtrack.
I don't know. All I have here is like a YouTube video of the first like 15 minutes of the game. There's no like soundtrack on
Yeah.
YouTube or anything.
You can't actually access the soundtrack through the game.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna try
That's
that.
okay. You
That'd
don't
probably
have
screw
to.
everything up.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a good idea. So that I liked, and then lastly, like, admittedly, I think I have qualms with the gameplay, and I think that it ultimately fails on a ludic front. Like, it just doesn't inspire much. But I will say that, like, this is something that I come back to, like with Mr. Mosquito last week, which you guys didn't really like the gameplay for, and for good reasons. Like, but for me, like I said, it made me feel like I was a mosquito. Like, the level design in this game made me feel like I was just in a wild, crazy steel factory. Like, in a good way. Like, even though the level design is bad, and even though the gameplay is like really pretty unresponsive, I liked the level design actually quite a bit. Like, and like the puzzly sections were sometimes stupid, but sometimes were pretty like cool. Like, it was kind of like, oh yeah, like I'm in, like I gotta go up, and they clearly like drew their inspiration from the steel factory setting pretty well, in my opinion. Like, it wasn't like just a background thing. Like, they tried to incorporate that into the way
Yeah.
you traversed the spaces.
Jumping through the giant donuts was like just like in the steel mill.
Well, that was
That's
a bonus,
bonus
level,
level,
Alec.
yeah.
I'm thinking about like where like there was like a part in the second level where like there's like all of these things like giant vats of molten steel, like, and you have to like jump through the like around them and stuff. I thought like that's like it was clear that they were like taking the inspiration from their topic and like adding it in. And like there's games that we play. Like, I think of a lot of some of even the really good games that we play were like what's that shooter that we played for the PS1?
Shoot 'em up.
It was like a ancient Egyptian shooter.
Exhumed.
Exhumed. Like, Exhumed could have done way more with its level design to help reflect the content matter of being like an ancient Egypt, but it didn't. This game, at least, in my opinion,
I don't agree, but okay.
I think it's very ancient Egyptian.
Yeah.
maybe the first level, but like remember I got a lot farther than you guys in that game, and I like did not like the later levels, and so to me I'm thinking of that. But you're right, like the first couple levels where you're in the tomb, those felt good. So, but this isn't a stream about Exhumed. But so to me, I like the chaos of the Steel Factory. I felt like it really, like the whole tone of the game was set like really well. There's a lot of problems outside of the tone, but a game that hits tone well in 1997, that's worth praising to me.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I see where you're coming from. Like the whole like kind of labyrinthian, chaotic steel mill thing. That's kind of like a cool subject matter to draw from, I guess. But from like a gameplay perspective, it was just like very confusing to navigate. I thought I didn't really know what the heck was going on in those levels, and I felt like I was like progressing through the levels without trying. Like I wanted to explore more, and then I would just like hit something and then go to a different place or like a new part of the level, and I didn't know like what was going on. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's like you get to the end of a screen and then the screen pivots and then you're
Yeah.
like on a new plane basically.
Yeah, there's like the weird Z-axis in this
Mhm.
game is kind of tricky.
Yeah.
And it's like the perspective warps and
Yeah.
And I guess we're moving on to bad now, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I thought this game was pretty bad, to be honest. You know, we talked about the cutscenes, and you know, it's kind of impressive for like 1998 animation in a PlayStation 1 game. But I thought the rest of the game kind of just looked like hell.
Yeah, it's like you got all these like, what's that look called? Kind of like Mortal Kombat where they're like scanned in or something.
Yeah, they're pre-rendered backgrounds.
Yeah, but like the things you're jumping to also kind of look like that. Like they're not pixels, like they look like photos almost.
yeah, it's kind of like Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah,
Right.
Donkey
Right.
Kong Country-esque for sure.
So I think that they tried with that, but it like looks weird because when you're jumping around, it just feels like discordant. Like it doesn't feel smooth to me when I'm jumping around. Like the stuff in the environment looks like it's kind of jittering or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the sense of depth is kind of it's kind of weird. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
well at points it's heckin' impossible.
Yeah.
and then you
It's-
have to jump from one point to the next
Mhm.
with this awful jump.
It's a really bad jump in this game.
Yeah.
And you fucking fall and you fucking crack.
Yeah.
And
You
then
get cracked.
it's not your fault. It's
to-
the game freaking pivoting all the heck around.
To criticize the way that the level the areas are kind of like portrayed to the viewer, like kind of going along with the view, is that what's happening, and to me, from my perspective, is that they're rendering three-dimensional spaces in like a two-dimensional way, and so like you're supposed to like move like, you know, three-dimensionally, but you're like looking at it like from the side. So it's like,
Right.
imagine if you were playing like Contra or Super Mario for like a 2D version, and you also had to like maneuver depth, but from the same vantage point as those other games. Like it'd be like impossible.
Yeah, so it's like you'll get to a point where you think you can just hold straight, where like the path bends to the left or something like that. But what you really had to do was bend to the left with the path, and you just fall off the heckin' edge.
Yeah, definitely a supreme failure in terms of like depth and like the game, to me, the levels were at their best when it was like flatly two-dimensional or like flatly three-dimensional. Like there was not like a interplay between
I think
them.
3D sprites is the style
Oh yeah,
that we're
yeah.
that we're talking about here.
So I was all right with the game, kind of in the first level up to like the first boss. I struggled with the first boss a little bit, just because it's really difficult to time his like little egg jump, which is like nothing.
Yeah.
And like so you have like a second to react. But like after that, I got to the next level, and I wanted to rip.
Want to die?
I wanted to rip my fucking eyes out of my head and cook them in a pot.
Yeah, I hear you. I
I was infuriated by this one section where you are jumping on moving gears.
ooh, that doesn't sound very good.
Easy way for an egg to crack.
Yep.
Yeah, the movement was too slow.
Can I say one
You move a
thing
little
about the
slow.
movement?
But yeah,
This game, another example of setting the tone well, is
Don't
you
say
guys
it.
know you can dash, right? In this game.
The dodge roll.
how do you do that? I pressed every button.
You hold O, and then you move, and you roll. It's so cool. I loved rolling
That sounds
around.
alright.
And you roll pretty fast,
Yeah,
too.
and you roll and you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
that was
God.
that. You heard it at the beginning of the show. You heard, but I just think like that's an example of like I wish that like that was better executed, because like they had a lot of good ideas. Like, oh, we're an egg. We should be able to roll to move faster rather than dash. Like that's cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But that's the
I
extent of
I liked the
that's
roll.
everything good I
Yeah.
have to say about this game.
I didn't know.
finished it
I
all.
didn't know about the egg roll, not egg roll, not like a not an egg roll, but like a rolling egg.
Right.
I didn't know about that aspect of the game, and that sounds okay.
I thought that was the only part of egg movement that worked.
That could have been something I could have added to the 3 things that I liked that I wrote down. I could have had 4 things.
I think.
Um,
Yeah, I think that like my favorite thing about the game was the weird boiling egg mechanic, which is ingenious. But
Yeah.
that's a good mechanic. Yeah.
but like otherwise, I'm just like I was at my wit's end with this piece
It's
of
kind of
crap.
like they had all these great ideas of like what to do with like the egg and how to portray it in the FMV and everything, right? And then it's just like when it came to actually making a game, it's like they put in as much effort as they put into all the other things. When in reality, that should have been your focus, right?
Mhm.
Like imagine if they took all the effort they did for the heat mechanic. Not saying that it's a bad mechanic, but then like they just were like, okay, we're gonna take that out and we're just gonna focus on making these levels more easily traversable. That could have been useful,
Yeah, like-
right?
Seems like most of the budget for the game went towards those cutscenes and
Yeah.
the like overall visual style of it, and then like someone who, like a couple people who worked on a game for like a cereal box or something did the gameplay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
This could have been a cool, like Super Monkey
Or an
Ball
egg carton
kind of
box.
game.
yeah, you're right. It could like go that direction.
You're rolling your egg around
Mhm.
these the steel platforms. Yeah, that'd be kind of cool. Let's do it. Let's make
Let's do
Egg of
it.
Steel 2 Super Monkey.
Super
Ball.
Monkey Edition.
Yeah, like you could imagine this being like kind of a Sonic-esque game too, where like it's all about like generating more momentum because you're an egg and you can roll, and then like
Oh, like what's that Rock of Ages game where you're rolling down the hill as a big rock and you're crushing people?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
totally.
like
Big egg. rolling
and that
down
could have
hill.
still fit the Steel Factory stuff too, of like just you're zipping around the factory like a crazy egg,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
They could have called the game Crazy Egg.
The
So-
the sound effects were so bad that I actually liked them. That's probably my favorite part
That's
of the
probably
game.
that kind of describes it how I like them too.
It's, I'm gonna play a little bit more here. Get some sounds.
The Steel Factory just has a lot of robots for some reason.
Yeah, the Demon Eggs creation.
Okay, well that's you know,
Right.
I don't-
Also, let's just be like a blue collar egg. That's kind of a novel idea.
yeah, blue collar egg.
Like, I'll never look at eggs the same.
I do have to say that when it's not a cutscene when you're playing the game, the egg looks really bad.
Yeah.
It's like the worst looking part of the whole screen because it's like, the backgrounds are like relatively crisp because they're kind of these like pre-rendered 3D sprites or whatever, and then the egg is like actually like it's still
It
kind of the
seems-
same thing, but it's like very very pixelated,
And-
like in the foreground, and it just looks like kind of like how Final Fantasy VII, it
Yeah.
has the pre-rendered backgrounds and then the characters are like these horrible looking 3D models. It's kind of similar in this case.
I feel like the egg also when you start playing it, like has like 3 frames of animation for each action you do. So
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
the sprite like bends down immediately if you're hitting something with your wrench, and it's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
But what can you do? It's a McDonald's game.
What can you
so-
do? Fighting the combat. How about that? How about fighting the robots with your wrench? Is that fun?
Yeah,
Do you like that part of the game?
yeah, that was like that was really good.
Yeah,
It
that
made me
was
think of
really
some
bad.
great combat like Mega Man or Dark Souls. It was like this
Or
like,
like,
the Dark
uh,
Souls of egg life.
like Bubsy.
Yeah, like Bubsy or Bonk.
Yeah, that part aspect of the game was poor, I would say. I would say fighting those robots, you get no feedback on those hits. You're
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
kind of swinging blindly and like, is this hitting it? Like what? And then it just blows up.
Yep.
Yeah. That's kind of how it
Real trash fest.
How about the bonus levels with like the Tetris? You're like in a Tetris game.
I thought that was kind of fun.
I didn't actually
Well, the
see any of
Tetris
those.
game thing, that wasn't really a bonus
That was an
level.
actual
That was a
level.
boss fight.
Oh,
I feel bad because it took me a really long time to get this game to work, and then I didn't play that much. And part of it was just because I was like, well, this sucks. But I also didn't have that much time, so I feel like I didn't give this game that much of a fair shake. But I kind of
You got it.
I played it and I was like, I see what's going on here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, but let's see what else.
All right.
I don't
so
think
okay,
I don't think the character. I thought the egg was pretty, like a kind of a freaky, unlikable character.
yeah.
I don't know, man. That thing just kind of freaked me out.
It
Yep.
didn't really have redeeming qualities.
Especially when it was talking. It was pretty much
But
like
didn't
Alex said.
It was
pretty
kind of like a
unbearable.
nothing burger of a character, right? Like it just
Right.
like there was nothing. Like it's like the extent of his character you could get from a picture of him. Like that like that is
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like there just was no development of any kind.
Yeah,
something evil about him.
it's like
Something wrong with
like
that boy.
is this like kind of an idiot slapstick egg kind of with like a horrible voice, wearing a flannel shirt? It's very unsettling. I don't know. It's just something about it. It's just wrong.
It has like teeth.
Yeah, he's got teeth. He like smiles. Oh, it's really
All right,
bad.
All right, can I say something I didn't like?
Yeah, you can.
All right. So during the Tetris level that
Teeth.
as Alec affectionately called it, and Aiden kind of alluded to this before, I didn't find it difficult. It was actually quite easy, but it's this very slow. Like I have to show you how slow it is, audience. You see a block appear. The block falls. Now you see another block appear. The block falls. You can't get hit by any of these. You can see another block fall. Or you see it like it goes up and it's stationary in the air for a second, giving you a chance to move out of the way,
Okay.
and then it falls.
It gets
Now-
faster though.
No. But now I just want to note that is 3, right? That's what it takes to do the first level of this. There are 10 levels, so 30 times do these Tetris
Yeah.
block things fall. They fall excruciatingly slow. I know. And here's the thing: you get up to like the 9th one, then for the first time, 2 fall at once. You get hit. You start back from the very beginning. It takes like 3 minutes to get back up. No fight should be like that. Like it was so slow. And like it took me like 3 tries. And like normally 3 tries on a boss fight or something, like I'm like, okay, cool. Like I like learning from my mistakes. There was nothing to learn. It was just like, oh my gosh, this is such a nightmare. That was I almost quit. I was like I just don't want to play this game anymore.
I did quit, so yeah, there you go.
Should we review it?
So that's just really bad design. Like it's bad design to have no choice, be railroaded into something, and then like if you like have some sort of failure to restart at the very beginning.
Yeah. I say we go ahead and review this now.
Review bomb it.
Yeah. Let's review bomb this on Steam.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
I got a kick-ass review here from GameSpot staff.
Oh, sick.
That's who's credited. They gave it a 4.1 out of 10.
That's
so
pretty low.
and the bottom line here, this is pretty biting to show you how it was received at the time. While you can applaud Atlas for its bold, albeit unorthodox decision to release Eggs of Steel in the U.S., it's not a game that can be recommended. If you received the game as a gift this holiday season, be sure to ask Aunt Nellie for the receipt.
What's got
Yeah.
No, you can see you can access the music there.
Oh yeah, that's for later. Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah. Sorry, that was not on topic.
I hate you all.
What was that score?
The score is a 4.1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that higher or lower than John's score?
Higher?
Oh,
Okay,
wow.
this game, what this game made me think of was playing a game like an educational kids game in like a computer lab, like Word Munchers or something. Like a game that's not good. It's like a bad game, but since you're at school and you're in a computer lab, you're like, this is fine, I
This is
guess.
better than reading.
Like that's what this made me think of. This made me think of like a game that I would have been playing as a computer lab and a kid. It's just like a horrible, horrible thing, but it's like whatever. I'm just
Give
playing it.
me the sandwich.
So
Give
you know,
me the French fries.
curved. Yeah, if you curve this game on like that scale, if it was like an educational game and I was a kid, I'd give it like a 7.2. But in real life, it's like a 2.0, like a 2 out of 10. Is really, really bad, I thought. A couple like mildly redeeming aspects, but mostly it just doesn't hold up at all. So
That's the cold gust of John's review.
that's the gust. Fun idea though. Eggs,
Eggs, very funny.
very funny idea.
Eggs,
So,
very funny.
yeah. So there you
Guys,
go.
I have an idea. This egg works in the steel mill.
Alec, do you have
It's a good idea.
anything else to add for your review score?
Okay. The like second I started playing it, I'm like, oh, a cereal box game, and so, and it pretty much was as bad as that. It's still not Portal Runner bad.
Yeah, it's
levels.
not Portal
that
Runner bad.
back.
It's not Portal Runner. It's not Mystic Heroes. It's not Shaq Fu.
It had
But
definitely had some effort in those cutscenes, but I didn't like the idea. I thought it was disturbing, and
I agree.
and the gameplay was just god awful. So it has to be 5 out of 5.
Oh yeah, baby. Best game
JK,
ever.
JK boys, it's 1 out of 5.
Oh, okay.
I haven't given a 1 in a long time. This one was bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna
that's bad.
throw a heckin' 1 at it also. I heckin' hate this game. I'd bury it alive. I don't care about this game.
This game sucks, dude. Thanks
Yeah.
for picking it.
I love that mechanic.
Idiot.
Sure, there's one mechanic I like, but when your game makes me want to kill myself, you're gonna get a 1 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, that warrants a 1 out of 5.
Yeah.
I would say. All right, Eric. Eric loved this game. This game was a joy to play.
Mr. Mosquito of 1998.
No, it's not a Mr. Mosquito, though. I'm surprised you guys hated that game so much. 'Cause I'm still thinking about it. I thought
I
about
mean,
it.
that was
multiple-
better than Eggs of Steel.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, I gave it a 2.
yeah.
It's your Mystic Heroes, Mr. Mosquito.
Or is Eggs of Steel as Mystic Heroes? We
No,
don't know yet.
nobody's gonna put Mr. Mosquito on the worst games of the year.
Yeah, probably not.
They're gonna put Eggs of Steel on it for sure, though.
Yeah.
I will say I think I liked it more than you guys, and I think in part of that is just because I was able to more thoroughly appreciate the the
Oh,
no. For us, there's just we have different ways of approaching games, which is good. That's why we have 4 people reviewing it instead of 1. And so for me, the way that this game strikes its tone is this zany steel mill egg game.
Yep.
Like, that's cool. Like, I wish more games would go out there. Like, there are a lot of games that come out even in 1997 that are just military shooter number 529, right?
Mhm.
And I like games that, push some sort of envelope a little bit. And so, yeah, I liked some aspects of this game. Would I recommend someone play it? No. But in terms of our kind of little project here of archiving the past, it was a worthwhile inclusion, and I'm glad I didn't picked it.
Yeah.
2 eggs splattered over a steel mill floor out of 5.
Mm-hmm. And I don't mean to kind of like trash what you were saying here, but I think when this game came out, like character platformers, there are like 500 character platformers.
Nope,
you know?
you're totally right.
So in
but
that
they didn't have
context,
as
it's
good
kinda
a.
like,
I was more thinking about the, not the gameplay. I was talking about like the concept
Yeah.
and the story and like the way that they they went wholesale.
But Crash Bandicoot did that.
Ooga booga. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there wasn't other games with fun, zany, anthropomorphic characters.
it is definitely a weird thing that should be remembered just for how freaking weird it is.
and as evidenced by the lack of Wikipedia page, not remembered quite enough yet.
Yeah.
You know what I think would make this game a 2 out of 5?
If the eggs were hard boiled,
If
cops.
the gameplay wasn't ass.
Anime girls.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alec, do you think that what's the name of the egg again? Charlie.
Charlie. I think.
remember.
Charles.
Do you think Charlie will make it
Charlie.
on your waifu list this year?
No, he's not a woman. Only women. Only women on my list.
Oh my god.
Well, that's Eggs of Steel. Do you guys want to read some news?
No.
Okay, here comes the news. Dun, 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 dun. I have a Game Informer.
Are they all egg themed?
It's Eggs of Steel is on the cover of this October 1998 issue of Game Informer. No, October 1998 was like the biggest month of video games for all time. So
Half-Life 1, right?
a lot of stuff.
Final Fantasy 7.
We've played games from October 1998 before, and like we always talk about how it was crazy. But I don't know. I have like one letter to the editor here. Do you want to read that, or do you want to just do news?
Let's hear the.
It's a little timely. It's
Let's
about
hear the
Mortal. It's
letter.
about Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
New Mortal Kombat game just came out.
I like the letters to the editors more than the news.
Okay, well, most of these are bad, so I'm just going to read this one. Hi, my name is Chris Fox, and I have some things to say about
Hi, Chris.
Mortal Kombat 4. I've been playing MK games since the first one came out, so there are some people I like in the game. I had never played Mortal Kombat 4 before it came out on the PlayStation. When I played it, I was really mad, to say the least. Some of my fave people were not there, like Sindel, Cyrax, Sheva, and Nightwolf, just to name a few. Why were all the good people gone? In MK4, there are only 2 people I like, and I have liked since the first, and they are Sub-Zero and Sonya. Now, don't get me wrong, MK4 is a good game, but not the best. The best to me was MK2. I hope in MK5 they'll add these people back, or I'm never playing Mortal Kombat again.
Good riddance, Chris. We don't want you.
Well, MK11 has like everyone in it.
There you go. I hope Chris, I hope he
MK11
kinda-
is the Smash Ultimate of the MK games.
Right.
I hope he made peace with the Mortal Kombat series and kind of made his way back.
Yeah, because they really. I think they took that letter to heart. NetherRealm was like, oh, this guy likes all these characters. We should include them all. So they decided to put them all back in MK11 for Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good-
it's
good
actually,
job, Chris.
It's kind of funny because now in like in the late 2010s, it's kind of been more of a thing where like a game like Street Fighter will like kind of purposely not include some popular characters in the final roster, so that way when the
So they can
DLC comes
sell it.
out, they can sell it as DLC.
Right. Most of these letters to the editor in Game Informer are just like talking about. They're like people talking about how they love Game Informer, and that's just like not interesting. So that's why we're skipping most
The
of those
Nintendo
this
Power
week.
ones, those are the gold.
Yeah.
The letter to the editors.
Yeah. Let me find the news here. Oh,
The news.
GI
Do, do,
News.
do, 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 do.
Gastrointestinal.
Yeah.
Who is Link's buddy?
Who is Link's buddy? A second hero joins the Zelda 64 adventure. I think this is talking about. Wait.
Epona.
Is there a secret
What is
multiplayer
this?
mode in N64 Zelda?
Just read
Oh, that's talking about
Just
Sheik.
read it, John.
It's talking about Sheik. It's hard to read because it's just like showing a picture of artwork and then it's talking about the artwork, and it's like this piece of artwork that appeared in Nintendo's 1998 annual report, and it's showing Link standing next to this character who's like known as Sheik. I thought, wasn't Ocarina of Time like? Oh, it's coming out in November. Okay,
1998,
so
baby.
this was the October issue, and then Ocarina of Time came out a month later.
Then
It's
Majora's
interesting
Mask came
how
out in 2000.
like they, games now you kind of know like everything about them before they come out, and this is like all people had was like this weird little picture, and they didn't know anything about anything.
They had
yeah,
to keep the
they
big
called
reveal
it Zelda
secret.
64.
Yeah,
Sheik is actually Zelda.
And note that like that was coming out like a month later, and they
Spoiler.
were still just
Yeah,
calling
right.
it Zelda 64.
yeah. It's
I
well, they
kinda-
call it Ocarina of Time later in the article,
Oh,
but
okay.
I think Zelda 64 was just like a colloquial term for it or something. I don't know. What else is in here? Is there
Blue is back again.
Sonic is back. Yeah, Sonic Adventure coming to the Dreamcast, featuring 640 by 480 pixel resolution and gameplay speed of 60 frames per second. It's being touted as a high-speed action RPG.
Rip me a chili dog. I'm in on this one.
Sonic Adventure 2 is kind of a neat game.
Here's a list of the playable characters in Sonic Adventure. Number 1, Sonic the Hedgehog. 2, Knuckles the Echidna.
Echidna.
Amy Rose.
Is Cold Steel in this game?
Big the Cat is in it. And so is E102 Gamma. And Miles Tails Prowler.
Prower.
Prow- Sorry. No, this says Prowler. That must be a typo.
John, do you get it? Miles per hour?
That sounds familiar, but I don't remember.
Miles per hour?
Oh, that's funny. I thought you were actually saying that the character was named Miles Prower.
It is.
In Sonic?
Miles per hour. Tails.
But it says Prowler.
It's
On this
supposed
article.
to sound like Miles per hour.
Prowler.
Oh
that's
my
a,
gosh,
That's a
John.
typo.
No, Eric, it says Prowler, not Prower here. So that must be a
think
typo.
I think it's Prowler. I think Aiden's wrong.
Okay.
But it's still supposed to sound like Miles,
Miles
per
per
hour.
hour.
Okay.
Miles
I mean
per
that
hour.
would make sense. So I think Aiden's right too.
It's like Sonic Hedgehog. Get it?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, guys, we're running out of steam.
What about hold on.
Sonic Hedgehog.
Yeah, okay. We can be done.
I learned an interesting gaming tidbit this weekend.
What's that?
Okay.
I just want to share it. The founder of Atari also founded Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, gross.
That's it.
Thanks a lot.
What a beautiful world we live in.
That's it.
It's a beautiful world, yeah. Action figures. Lara Croft, Turok, and more. You want guys?
Turok.
Turok action figures. The dinosaur. You want a dino figure?
Is it mint condition?
Oh, Playmates also released a line of toys for the new DreamWorks movie Ants.
Does Lara Croft come with removable shirt?
Yeah, totally, dude.
And knife. 'Cause
I think that's all the interesting news stories. So, yeah.
Does Lara Croft come with removable
hair.
Yeah, you can take her hair out.
Just take off the ponytail?
Does Lara Croft
Barbie.
come with removable guns?
Yeah, you can shoot her guns.
Dude, I'm gonna take Lara Croft's gun and shoot Aiden
Why
in
would
the
you
face.
want an action figure when you can play a video game?
They should make a Lara Croft action figure that looks like the polygonal model in Tomb Raider 1.
Do you guys want a membership
enjoy
to
that.
Funko Land?
We
We could print out this Game Informer PDF and then go to the Funko Land page and cut out this $5 credit coupon and get $5 off our Funko Land membership.
I don't like Funkoland. I sold all of my I sold all my old Nintendo stuff to Funkoland to buy a GameCube.
What year was that?
That was like probably back
2002 or
yeah,
2003?
when the GameCube was relatively new. I like sold all my great stuff. It's all gone.
Wow,
Just for
that's a shame.
Now it's
Stupid
just in a
GameCube.
warehouse, gaining dust.
now I have to go online and access
Whoop
the millions of games for free.
Alex,
illegally.
Alex, stop! You're not supposed to say that on air.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up.
Madden 99, 9.25 out of 10. Whoa.
Just a bunch of reviews for football games here. Yeah, if you want to stay up to date on Pixel Report, you can follow us on Facebook.com/The Pixel Report, or search for Pixel Report on the Instagram account that I hardly ever update anymore.
Tell your smart speaker.
What?
Tell your smart speaker.
What?
Tell your smart.
Tell your smart speaker.
Okay,
I don't
Google.
think that'd work.
Play egg.
Egg of Steel.
We're on all the apps. We're on Spotify. If you want to listen to the episodes there, we're on Google Play. We're on whatever else.
Tinder.
We're on Tinder. It's true.
DeviantArt.
Tumblr.
Check out my Eggs of Steel fan art on my DeviantArt page.
Oh.
XX miles per
Hold
hour.
on.
Not
Check out my
safe for
furry,
work.
my furry Eggs of Steel crossover with Fire Emblem.
There's no Eggs of Steel fan art. I just Googled it. That's
Well,
a
no,
shame.
it's because I have it private. It's only shared with my
Oh, okay.
followers. So
Okay.
if you join my Patreon, I can send you my Eggs of Steel exclusive fan art.
Sweet. I will definitely do that.
You just have to donate $15 a week.
Okay. We'll be back next week with another old video game to talk about, and we'll see you then. Thanks everyone for being here.
Love you.
Peace out. Wait, hold on. Hold on.
I like how we slowly
Here we go.
dribbled to the end of the show.
Yeah, we're just dying slowly in here, heating up.